Hey, thanks for making some time to connect. Really wanted to get in touch with you after I heard your voicemail and got your email about those examples of problems you're having with the system, and it sounded kind of concerning. What's going on?
Hey, thanks so much for calling. We've been having some real issues getting shipments out the door. There's a huge amount of backlog that we just can't clear fast enough, and it's just continuing to grow. We have hundreds of orders going on hold every day, and the higher ups are calling me with their hair on fire, yelling to get this solved. And the dock workers now, they're starting to work around the system just to get shipments out the door, not even using the tool. They're threatening to cut off the tool altogether, and I'm worried this is going to put me on the chopping block.
You said the team's having backlog issues. Can you tell me a little bit more about what's going on there?
So there's a high volume of order holds that the team's really struggling with clearing so that the export orders can be shipped out. Also, they're really struggling with using the solicitation tool for the free trade agreement module. I'm not sure if it's really more that they don't know how to use it or if they're struggling with the process changing. One of the team members in Europe put in their 2-week notice, and they were one of the main users of the tool. I just don't know how to correct everything, that we get back on track and these orders get released and the team knows how to use this tool properly.
I hate to hear you're having these issues after pushing so hard through all the red tape to get this solution for your company. No doubt this hasn't been easy, given the pressure on top of you from not having this tool work as it's expected from a leadership perspective.
It's certainly not ideal and hard to navigate to a solution given the reality that this tool is halting everything from going out the door. It leaves me without a leg to stand on. How am I supposed to promote this tool when it's causing havoc?
Well, you're not alone in this. Just know that I'm certainly here for you and will diligently work until we find a solution to resolve all of these issues that both you and your company can be proud of. I can see here, just looking into the metrics dashboard, that there were many people involved in your team early on, but those numbers have dropped. And coincidentally, I can also see how these orders appear to be on hold and have an ever-growing rate for the past few days. I also see a very minimal amount of solicitations that have been done and don't really see many that have successfully been sent out to your vendors.
Well, the main complaint that we're hearing for all these order holds is that there are very convoluted holds that take a long time to navigate and don't seem to have anything to do with our specific product. Each hold appears to be a flag for the Department of Defense that these could be military use goods and possibly missiles or nuclear materials. We don't manufacture anything like that. It's taking 10 to 15 minutes per order to clear each one of these and release the order hold so that the order can ship. So as soon as some of the team members saw this, they got really frustrated and threw that back at me as a big bug in the system that was hosing up the works. Now they don't even want to touch the tool because they don't think it worked properly and it's just a waste of time to even bother with it.
Got it. Those are some of the default holds that can be set up initially when a new product rolls out, depending on the choices that go live. It can be set up for placed on items. I've experienced those types of holds with other clients, and we can work with our team internally to relax those holds from flagging on any of your export orders going forward. What's important to me is that everyone who has access to the tool is engaging with it and feels confident in their ability to successfully use it. What to your mind do you envision would be successfully proving to them the value existing in the tool and help ease their workload using the tool?
Firstly, I have to appease the concern from leadership that this tool is effective and will be successful once the issues are resolved and the team understands how to use it. I have to show that this not only doesn't hinder our ability to ship, but also increases our ability and reduces the workload. That'll likely take some strong training and education on how to use the tool properly for the team to embrace using the tool from here on out.
That's great to hear. I believe all of this is achievable and we'll be able to meet that goal in a quick time frame. Circling back to the team members that aren't embracing the tool from the issues they're seeing. Was there a change from when we first launched to the tool compared to now?
Well, the super users are still receptive to using the tool, but have doubts now that the issues they're seeing on each order not being a time saver, but instead a hindrance. Others were already opposing the tool to begin with, now feel justified in their beliefs that it could waste more time than it saves. Watching the backlog, so many of them seem completely lost on how to actively work in the tool without overlapping work being done. Often they're going into the tool and the order is view only because someone else is already in the same order, which leads to arguments and further headaches among the team.
Thanks for sharing the current status of how things are going. It's important to know what the issues are so that I can then plan how best to help you all succeed using the tool. Summing up what we discussed though, there are errant holds that are flagging each of your export orders, preventing orders that otherwise would have had no issues from being released for shipments. Secondly, there are two issues when it comes to how to properly use your solicitation tool in the free trade agreement module. And then lastly, there are training gaps on how to best utilize and operate within the tool when multiple users are working within the same module. To solve these issues, errant flags need to be relaxed so the orders aren't held for issues that don't pertain to your product, and additional training is needed so that our team members can functionally use the tool without disruptions. Does that about cover it?
Well, that sounds about right to me, but the only issue is if that's going to all lead to additional costs, there's very little chance of that budget remaining, and leadership wouldn't be keen to spend any more for a tool they feel is not working as it's expected to.
It's completely understandable. I'm sure we can align on a solution that works for everyone. It would be great to know, in the meantime, if there's any other team members that helped promote and advocate the tool, or was it just yourself?
So we did have an IT department group that was enrolled in the project to help do all of the setup and the integration work. They were also not very receptive to performing any of the work as they just saw it as more work for them into a tool that they didn't know, and so they weren't embracing learning any of it or wanting to help with the change.
That sounds like an excellent opportunity for us to leverage some of those additional training and configurations that some of those team members may need, to have also reach out to some of those IT members and hopefully have them embrace a solution with a little bit of conversation and some understanding. This is a situation I've encountered before when there's so much change and everyone's trying to do their best. So hopefully with a little direction and some guidance, we can improve the conditions for the team so that they embrace the tool from here on out. I feel confident that with some quick changes, we can see that successful tool that will improve operations that leadership is looking for.
I'll check into it in the meantime to see if we have anyone willing to help with any of the changes to improve the tool performance. It may be unlikely to get anyone. How do we proceed if that's the case?
We can certainly walk you through each of the changes within our own system that would modify any holds that didn't seem to fit your business needs. While it would be good to have someone from IT to leverage their system knowledge and help with the future issues, it's not a must for the situations at hand.
That's great to hear. What a relief. Thanks so much for the quick return to my email and calls so that we can work on this.
Definitely. Please reach out to me anytime. I'm always here for you. I'll get started on these decisions that we made today right away, and you can expect to hear from me soon.